We looked at the book of Galatians this morning, just from some things you ought to know from that passage. We talked about chapter 1, verses 6 to 10. Tonight I wanted to come back and just revisit that chapter, that book, but talk for a few minutes about chapter 5, particularly verse 22. You know, influence is an incredible thing. We can motivate and change lives, influence people just by what we do. It's amazing. We don't recognize, I don't think, the power of the influence that each of us carries. We kind of write it off that it's really not that big of a thing, it's just whatever. And that's a good, humble way to look at it. But the fact is, what you do, what you say, can make a major difference of eternal influence in the life of somebody else. And that with the ripple effect, even more so. So Paul, as he's talking about who we are as Christians, describes it like this, verse 18. But if you are led by the Spirit, you're not under the law. Now, we talked about that concept of the law this morning, Old Testament law. And what he's talking about here is being governed by the Spirit of God, not the Holy Spirit directing, intervening or something like that, but rather just being influenced by what God writes to us and tells us. And then in verse 19, he talks about this negative side of influence. He calls them the works of the flesh. He said they're evident, notice that. We see it. We are influenced by it. Our culture, our society is strongly influenced by things happening. They're evident. They are adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, sorcery, hatred, contentions, and he goes on, envies, murders, etc. But then in verse 22, on the other side, he describes it as fruit. The fruit of the Spirit, that is, if God's Spirit is really in you, this is what it produces. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Those are inward qualities that dwell within a person, that's demonstrated outward, that causes other people to feel relaxed, to feel comfortable, to feel open. You see, if we have that kind of fruit within us, that kind of potential in us, that kind of example in our lives, it disarms people that might normally want to just be keeping arm's distance. I hear you're a Christian. Because we act differently, but in a nice way. We're not attacking people with swords and axes, but we have a personality about us that they enjoy. Much like you would enjoy whatever your favorite fruit is. As I was looking over this verse, I was thinking of strawberries, because I love strawberries. I've eaten some strawberries, however, when you pick them up, they look great, you bite into them and think, picked too soon. They're red, they're not too bad or whatever, but they just don't have much flavor. I picked some before and get into them, but I left it in the refrigerator too long. And it has a different flavor about it. And you get rid of it pretty soon if nobody's watching her. Fruit is attractive. It's got the right flavor. It makes you want more when it's done right. And so these verses here, a description of what we're like as a Christian, is our example, much like what was read here just a few minutes ago by Jackson, relating to what Jesus said in Matthew 5. It's that light of the world that just reaches out to people and says something about who we are and the difference that we hope to make. And we do this not just to the world, however, we do it for one another. And so sometimes I think we look at Power Nights or any other things as insignificant. But when you are working and doing things together, other people are watching and observing this. Usually it's kind of in an upward way. There's the 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds that are watching. They're not watching the adults because they're old people. I mean, anybody over 15 is old to them. So most of you are older. But they're looking at the 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. And those people are looking at the teenagers, and those are looking at the college age. The college are looking at those people that are a little bit older than that, like me, a little bit older, and on the way up. But that's how it is, you see. Somebody's looking at you. And they're doing the fruit inspection. They're looking to see who you are, how genuine you are, and how your life has been influenced by God. So that's who we are. We're glad you're here. Make a difference in a good way. Because again, what you do and what you say, how you go about doing it, can make eternal, lasting influence in the lives of a lot of people. You may not see it happening, but it's there. And the fruits of the Spirit are evident. Keep it going. Tonight,